Hey, my friend, stuff happens. It happens all around you. Really, it's a case of you just sort of tuning into it, listening to that vibration, and deciding if it's a go or a no. There's so many opportunities, but you have to pick a lane. So I had an opportunity last week to go to Cambodia, and it came about from a chance meeting in 2006. So what, 18 years ago? One of my early projects when I was a solopreneur was to help a not-for-profit raise $250,000 through a Guinness World Record for the world's largest ball of tape, of all things, the world's largest tape ball, which we did. It came in at 1,860 pounds, and we managed to raise actually over the 250, $275,000 that built a ton of homes in Uganda through Compassion Canada. And it was great. And one of the friends of the principal that I was working for was a chap called Rod Cameron, who at that time had lots of different businesses, one of which was a firework business in Canada. And he was given that advice to pick a lane. So despite being super talented at multiple streams of income, he doubled down on fireworks. And we stayed in touch, you know, through Facebook, as you do over the years. And last year, I got to work with this company through a government grant and wrote them a digital adoption program that really brought their business up to date and kept them very secure in this digital age. And we stayed in touch. So when I was in Hong Kong a few weeks back, flying to Thailand, he noticed that I checked in at the hotel, asked me how long I was going to be in Hong Kong because he was likely to be there a few days later. Unfortunately, I'd already planned to come to Phuket at that point. So he said, "Oh, I wish you could have come and seen the firework factory." So to me, that was an invitation. So a couple of days later, I said, "Hey, Rod, you know what? I could." I looked at the flights, Phuket to Bangkok, Bangkok for Phnom Penh, and we arranged it. So last week, 4:30 a.m., I got up, flew from Phuket to Bangkok, Bangkok to Phnom Penh, and he picked me up with his wife and two of their team. And I spent 2 whole days understanding how outside of China, he has created the only profitable, practical firework factory in the world. And it's under a brand called PyroPlanet. And he's contracted me now to build out the story of PyroPlanet on their new website. So the purpose of this story is, keep those relationships going. Never lose touch with people that you feel a connection with. Who knows what might happen? 1 month, 3 months, 1 year, 18 years later, right? It can happen. But here's the other piece is if I'd have thought small, I'd have went, gosh, firework factory, travel to Cambodia, that's all out of my comfort zone. And I could have just passed, right? But I didn't. I listened. I let my intuition, my gut reaction say, that would be cool. And despite overcoming certain sort of nuances and objectives, I chose to make that decision to go to Cambodia. And it was fantastic. And he and I, in a whole new relationship at a much deeper level, we're friends already, but now we're going to be business colleagues together for a very long time. I just know it. So today, I just want you to listen to those opportunities, something that may be just resonating in your brain, coming back to you, like, wonder what happened to such and such. Well, maybe that's a sign from the universe that you just reach out to them and ask them. And you don't instantly say, "Hey, how are you? Is there any business I can do for you?" How about just, "Hey, how are you?" Right? Ask them, show interest in them, show a desire to want to get to know them and ultimately serve them. But don't just go to third base, like, how can I do business together? And then when you are in that relationship, which I've been doing with Rod for a number of years, and an opportunity comes up, they feel much more compelled to work with you because they know you. They like you if your social media is good, and they trust you. We call that the KLT factor, know, like, trust. And when you have a very high KLT factor, when you have a lot of deposits in the bank of exchange, i.e., you've paid it forward with these people many, many times, they will come and make a deposit in your account. And that's what happens. So that the gut is almost as important to you as your brain. It's almost like a second brain in the human body. Is fascinating. And the more you listen to that intuition, which is a brain combo of inner feeling, the more it'll serve you. And it's a refining process. It's something you need to get used to, but it's something that works. So yeah, I'll share some pictures in this blog of my trip to Cambodia. And maybe even I'll find a picture of the Guinness World Record back from '06 and dream big. I opened this business in 2004, so 20 years this year. I decided I was unemployable and wanted to make a difference in the world, and I have, and I am, and I can continue to do so. And maybe it's your time to make that difference too. There we go, my friends. Talk to you again soon.